Hi guys. I just wanted to come on here and give you all some study tips since I won't be doing a review session before your first mini test. I figured I would give you all some tools to help you study for them. These are tools that me and my peers have both found effective, and I hope that they will also help you when it comes time for you to study in college. So as you may have noticed, it's a lot different studying for college courses than it is for high school level courses. College courses require more detailed information. They have a higher level of difficulty. And your memorization, you're not just memorizing things to keep these factoids in your brain, you're supposed to be able to apply them. Because when you're getting your engineering degree, you don't want to just have engineering facts in your brain. You want to be able to engineer stuff, right? You're supposed to be able to apply it into your real world situations. So this is a list of stuff I use, some of your fellow LAs use. Um, This is stuff that my friends use that I ask them about. So this is all sorts of study tips that real college students have found helpful. So in order to go about studying effectively, you need to make sure that you're taking notes effectively. This is the most important part of being able to start studying is taking your notes. You need to have nice, pretty outlined notes. So starting out taking off notes, don't copy things straight off the slides. You want things to be in your own words. You want to write it down in a way that you're going to understand them later because you don't want to go back and be like, what did I say? What did I mean? You want to be able to completely understand what you meant in the moment when you're writing things down because we're not always going to remember things as we're writing them down. Next, draw pictures and diagrams. I do this all the time. We're going to see an example of my notes later where I have drawn pictures and diagrams. They're not from Bio 181. You can't take them. But yeah, it's super effective. It helps you pull pieces together that you wouldn't be able to pull together otherwise. And it's a way of displaying information that you'll be able to understand what you meant in the moment later. Next, my favorite part, color coding and patterns. This is super, super important and it'll help you understand what pieces of information to go together. I apologize if you can hear stuff in the background. As you probably remember from orientation, I have 10 animals. It's kind of a zoo in here. But yeah, this is what will help you understand what things go together, what definitions go together, what you really, really need to know, um, and what, like, it's a whole collection of things. I could go on and on. Um, and the last thing, last but not least, look up definitions you may not understand. Sometimes professors put these big words in there and you're like, what? Huh? And so you write them down in your notes. Go look them up later. If you can't figure it out, ask one of us, ask your professor, ask Google. I ask Google a lot of the time what things mean because even though I'm in this degree doesn't mean I know everything. Yeah. But first we're going to talk about an example slide for taking notes. So this is my degree zoology. I love my reptiles. This is an example slide of about the northern copperhead. And as we go to here, here's some sample notes that I took. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I don't know how Canva highlights these things. We're on Canva right now because Canva's key. But yeah, so what I did was I drew myself a map. I am not a geography major for a reason, y'all. Um, I highlighted things that I felt were important when it comes to the method of how they envenomate prey. I made sure that everything was a different color so I knew which step was where and which steps were different than others. I also highlighted in yellow the words that needed to be defined later. Hemolytic was defined in the slideshow, which means it's probably important. Envenomate, that's a word that, hey, maybe I don't know. I also spelled it wrong. Whoops. But yeah, maybe it's a word that I don't know. So I went and looked it up later. I went and asked my professor after class. But yeah, now that you know about notes, we're going to move on to studying techniques. I'm trying to make this as fast as I can, but y'all know me. I love to ramble. Um, yeah, so after consulting with some peers, this is what we put together. Did I say we? Me. So the techniques that I found the most useful are to memorize, recall, check, repeat. I will explain that in a minute. It's a lot of words. To teach somebody the concepts, to concept map, and to form study groups. in the yellow, this is really important. Give yourself breaks, give yourself grace. Make sure to take some time for you, your mental health. Out of everything here, your mental well being is the most important. And your health, if you're mentally okay and mentally sound, you're going to be a lot better in the long run when it comes to studying. If you ever need anything, we're here for you. Yeah, but the recalling method. This method consists of 3 steps: memorizing the information, recalling it on your own, and then checking your answers. So, recalling is something I do very often. It's actually what I just did for my ecology mini quiz. But yeah, it's basically you have a set of notes. What I do is I give myself a study guide. And then I will fill in the information based upon categories and questions that my professors ask. Like Dr. Kosel has her study questions. That's a great example of it. Just things that I know are probably going to be on the quiz. So, as you'll see, I read my instructor's topics that she said we would find on the quiz and put together my version of a study guide to recall. Then I put it away, tried recalling it later. I went and made coffee. I went and played with my bird. And then I went back and recalled. The first time I only got about 20% of it. This last time, as you can see, was 100% accurate recall. So it takes time and it takes practice, but it's forming those synapses and stuff in your brain. All right, the next part would be teaching someone. It's been said by many people that I know, many great, wise people, that you're not, it's the best way to know whether or not you fully grasped a concept if you could teach it to somebody. Being able to teach somebody about a certain concept that you've learned means that you've got this grasp and this understanding of it that allows you to apply it and give it to somebody else. Get to wrap it all up in a nice, neat little package. Yeah, so it's better to do this with a live person, because especially with a peer who's in the class, who knows the topic, because then they can check you on your information. You don't have anyone to listen to. You can always lecture yourself in the mirror. I like to lecture my pets. Mo has heard a lot of biology and zoology related facts. She probably deserves a degree more than I do. Yeah, the next part is concept mapping. This is something I find super helpful. It's taking your concepts and finding a way to put them together and to make these ties so that they make more sense. This is an example of it. This is just what I made in the moment. Like you can see the big concept A and concept D are together, but there's these little concepts that branch out. The concept Z's got nothing to do with these, but hey, it's on the board because we might find a connection to it later. All right, last but not least, and what I deem most important is study groups. As many of you who have talked to me know, my study group from Bio 181 is still some of my closest friends today. We did a lot of games together. We did bio. We called it Kaylee Feud. I had a mustache. It was great. But yeah, whether you're teaching each other information, playing Bio Jeopardy, or quizzing each other, studying in groups can be extremely helpful. You can bounce concepts off of each other and apply them, and this helps you adequately prepare, especially when you do it with somebody who is in your class and they also have an understanding. Sometimes they're going to know that topic better than you, and they can give you an insight that maybe you didn't get, or they can explain it in a way that's better than what you had in your head. But yeah, in conclusion, there are many effective ways to study. Using any one of these tactics can better prepare you for your next assignment. Please let me know if you need any help with studying tools or if you just want to talk things out. I'm an external processor. I get it. But yeah, it's simple. I wish you all the best of luck on your quiz. I will see you Tuesday. Goodbye.